the kids. So I think probably one of the silver linings in the COVID cloud is that dads and kids are probably spending a whole lot more time together. Do you find that to be the truth, being a father yourself of a beautiful young gal who does all your commercials on West Hartford AM Connections every week?
So I do find it to be true. I get to spend like, so when COVID hit in 2020, my wife is a power woman. She has 4 advanced degrees. I call her Madam Vice President. She's more in the educational realm. We had to make a decision at some point. Like, we were both trying to work, and I have a 8.5-year-old and an almost 4-year-old. So my daughter will be 20 will be 4 on the 20th. And you know, at the ages they were at, someone had to be the teacher at home and make sure that everyone was happy. Like, my wife needed support, I needed support. So after about 2 months into it, I actually shut down everything, like everything, and didn't take any income, just to be a father. I said, well, if my number one goal is to be a dad, and my son is struggling with he can't focus, he's not happy working from home. He needed more attention and my wife needed more attention. My daughter was actually doing pretty decent. She was pretty nimble. And so I had to make a decision. I said, you know what? I'm not going to have any income. Even when I filed for unemployment, because of the way I make my income, according to the state of Connecticut and the state of Massachusetts, I didn't qualify. So luckily, we made some really good decisions, had enough in savings, and we were able to, cover everything. But the kids were top priority, because of my humble beginnings. It's not hard for me to make those type of decisions, because I know at the end of the day, as long as you're together and you love each other, you will find a way. And that's the faith piece that's really important to me. And I want that to be part of Abba. But fortunately, I literally, I think I took from end of April until when they went back to school in August, September, I barely worked. Like, any work I did was pro bono. I was just volunteer. I didn't do anything that I would get paid for, because I didn't want to be held accountable for a deadline or anything like that, because my kids were my top priority. And I'm sure in a lot of families, the other blessing was I really learned to appreciate my babysitter so much more, and my teachers, my kids' teachers so much more, and how difficult it is to get children and people to focus on simple tasks. There was a lot of things I took for granted and I kind of made assumptions. There was a lot of gifts I learned through that COVID process. And I'm sure there was a lot of husbands that appreciate all that their wives do for them. And a lot, as a sociologist, a lot of the, there's a lot of assumed roles that women have to play in households in reference to cleaning, cooking, childcare. They usually have to have 2 extremely big jobs. They have their full-time job, and then they have their time with the kids at home job. And in some families, the father just comes home and put their feet up, and they just expect the food to be out warm on time. And it's really sad. There needs to be a balance, and I hope ABBA can play a big role in moving that forward. And I hope there's a lot of other companies doing that to move it forward. COVID did help, in my opinion, just from surveying friends and asking questions. Even with retired folk, right? You see it even with retired folk that the husbands are appreciating more what the wives and mothers have done. So one big focus for me and for my companies as a value word is gratitude. And let's hope that that gratitude moves forward, moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's a mindset in men in general that really has been changing over time, but we do need to sort of speed that up, because it shouldn't be the mother taking over all of those roles in the household. Guys need to step up, participate in raising their kids, participate in keeping the household going. It really needs to be more of a partnership.
Yeah, that's something that, my son is a young father too. I mean, he's got a 2-year-old daughter, and they're expecting another one in April. And, with me being born in the 50s and looking at I love my grandfather, but he was, a little bit bigoted and stuff like that. And then my dad, I'm the oldest of 7 kids, and he'd be, basically work in the morning, golfing in the afternoon, come home for dinner and whatever. I mean, we were all brought up that way, and things started changing, a bit after I got married in 78. And then moving ahead, it's been a lot more of a partnership going on. And one of the beauties, one of my joys is just watching my son and daughter-in-law just do everything together with my granddaughter. Fortunately, my daughter-in-law has been able to work out of home because she's the CPA for Colgate in New York City, and he hasn't even been there since before she was born. And my son is a school teacher at Greenwich Country Day. But they basically do a lot of different things together when they're both home. One of them gets to sleep late, the other one gets up, and so on. It's just a beautiful partnership. And I know there's a lot of things going on like that because your generation, Jah, and everybody appreciates everybody a whole lot more as people, who they are, as far as I'm concerned, even though you still have emphasis on a whole lot of really bad stuff going on, this emphasizing differences. There's a whole lot more togetherness going on. And that's something definitely that needs to be emphasized and built upon. It would be great to have that front page news instead of the other stuff, because it is going on.
And that's a great point. There's a lady called, a great sociologist passed away, named Phyllis Tickle, and she feels like we're moving into the great emergence. And what you're talking about, emerging of task and collaboration, is huge, especially within a household. And I'm really excited to see my kids be parents, just like you're watching your kids be parents, Chip, because I'm sure they're going to do things much better than I've done it. And hopefully that's the goal, right? They always take the baton much further than we could imagine. And let's hope that that's a normal mindset for most parents in the household.
Yeah, and then just watching how the children interact with each other in school and so on and so forth too. The hangups that I had growing up and that the generation later has, they're gone. I have so much faith in the youth in this country, people who are in school now, people who are your age, young parents, and so on and so forth. That there's a whole lot of that going on, and for you to be sharing it with other people who don't have that going on right now and to help bringing it back into their lives, I mean, God bless. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So, Joe, what are your next steps putting the nonprofit together?
So the goal is because I want to open it organically. I don't want to rush it. So the goal is to have it open sometime this year, to have the 501c3 established this year. My people volunteered to let me use their spaces and resources to establish a 501c3. They went through it right before COVID, and they have a beautiful office space in Hartford. So the owner's name is Abdul, and then I did hire, because on top, like, I manage Relax the Back. I'm opening a mattress store. And then for Relax the Back, we have several locations that we're opening more than likely. So we have to open an Avon Simsbury location that we own. And then we're moving the store too.
But tell our listeners a little bit about what Relax the Back is.
So Relax the Back it started in 1984. It's a retail store that focuses on wellness. Historically, it started with particularly spinal back pain. So all the staff members are medically trained, and the original founder is an osteopath who had back pain and knew about a position called zero gravity. So not the zero gravity you think of in adjustable bases in your mattresses at home out there. It's true weightlessness in the spine when they say zero gravity. So that position was invented by scientists in NASA. So astronauts can leave the atmosphere safely and re-enter the atmosphere safely without shattering their spine. So you don't essentially have a broken genius. So this osteopath knew about that position, contacted Human Touch, one of the best manufacturers in reference to medical grade durable equipment for recliners, and created the first zero gravity recliner. The recliner was so good that they decided to open up a store. And then after they opened the store, they decided to franchise it. So our store here in West Hartford was opened in 1996. So we've been here a very long time, and we've been helping people. So like the main products we sell are best in class recliners. We sell best in class massage chairs, which are tremendous. And then, by the way, if anyone's in the area, you don't have to buy anything. You can stop in and get a free 10-minute massage right in our massage chairs. If I'm not physically there, I'm Jah, J-H as in happy. I call her Queen Betty. So if you say Queen Betty, then she knows I sent you in. And there's a good chance you're not looking to actually purchase, you're just looking for the experience. And the experience alone is tremendous. So I don't think, have you made it then, Chip? I don't
No,
think you've made it. So
getting scared with the weather and so on and so forth. You and I have to reschedule.
yeah. So Chip, you got to make it in. Eric, you have to make it in. Just the experience alone. So I had I actually won one recently, a $10,000 massage chair. So if you sell a certain amount in a short period of time, the manufacturer sends you a free one. So I was able to achieve that. They sent one to the house. My wife uses it at least twice a day. And we have family members on her side of the family. They come in like at least 4 times a week. Someone just pops in randomly. I was at the house Tuesday night, and one of her cousins popped in. He's like in his 20s, just to get a free massage, which is crazy because he had the opportunity to do it in the store, but I guess it's different at the house. So, but the product sells itself. So we also sell home office ergonomics. So like best in class office chairs. We set up spinal surgeons with their actual ergonomic setup with the monitors and everything. So we're trained in reference to that. Our lift chairs are tremendous. So if you have any elderly parents, or if you have any issues where you need help lift assist in and out the chair, we have best in class products for that. And then our mattresses are tremendous, but we actually get referrals on pillows. So no one could really compete with us in reference to fitting for pillows and getting pillows that last a very long time. So I get a referral every month from this one osteopath, and it's not the only osteopath, but this particular one. She's had our pillow for over 15 years, and she came in recently just to make sure that the experience is what she remembered. And there was no need for her to buy a new pillow because her pillow is still performing perfectly, and it's a 15-year-old pillow. So to be able to have a product that you buy once that lasts that long and that durable, with 2 medical professionals working together to fit this medical professional that sleeps on it, is pretty tremendous that there was no need to replace the pillow, which is great. Because a lot of people wake up with neck pain, and the pillow is 20 to 25% of sleep surface. And, it's a very important relationship because ideally you should be getting about 8.5 hours of sleep at night on average. But it's not just about the time you sleep, it's the quality that you sleep, and hopefully you can do it consistently. So out of everything that I sell, like we talk about wellness, but wellness is a broad picture. The number one thing I sell is sleep. So even when I'm fitting someone for a footrest, I'm thinking about how that's going to help them on the pillow at night, right? Because you can have less pain and you can do the right things throughout the day. I can really help you sleep deeper and more restoratively.
And that's so important. We've talked on a number of podcasts with healthcare professionals about how important sleep is. So, yeah, that's something most people don't pay enough attention to, and yet it's so crucial to their health. All right, we are just about out of time. So if our listeners would like to get more information on what you're doing, how can they do that?
So the best way to reach me is via text. You can email me, but text is usually the best, or phone call. So my direct line is 203-565-4766. It's Jah, J-H as in happy. The main company that I manage is Relax the Back, and we're a live wellness company. So the number again is 203-565-4766. You can find me on social media. I'm pretty much everywhere. If you look up Relax the Back West Hartford, you'll see a tremendous amount of great things about us. We have a perfect 5-star rating on Google. But again, you don't have to buy anything. Just come in and visit. The experience speaks for itself. The products are tremendous. We can solve back pain for as low as $22. And I like to say I can really help people within their budget. So have a great day, everybody, and thank you for your time.
Fantastic. So, Chip, what do you think is the big takeaway for this week?
you brought up the buzzword gratitude. And